Who in here is older than 35 years old? Oh, y'all don't want to raise it? I see it. Did you used to go out? Anybody used to go out in Jacksonville? If you're over 35 years old and you used to go out in Jacksonville, you telling me you don't know Ivory Orr? You know Ivory Orr, Plush, Pure. What's all the other clubs? Every club you can think of, Ivory had a very well-oiled machine, and all of the people that he worked with was like family. And he's doing it again. If you want to know about his next business venture, and I might be spilling the beans how you can get involved with it, you want to stick around, please give it up for Ivory Orr.
Good evening, everybody. I probably got a much too gracious introduction. Some of y'all I know though, but you're like, who is this guy? But first and foremost, I am honored to be here. I know that this is a room full of serious entrepreneurs because it was a hurricane outside and you still made it here. Now, I saw the food and I realized that some of y'all made it here because of the food. But either way, you were driven to get here. But I know there's a future billionaire in this room because you did not let anything stop you from getting to this event. And this is a business event. Most people will pack out and go through the rain to get into a concert to see their favorite artist. But when it comes to business and networking and improving their life, nobody piles in for that. So it's either the food or y'all really want to be successful in your business. Now, first I want to start off by thanking our host. I think y'all call him Randolph. That's what y'all call him? What I call you?
Randy, Randman.
Randman. I've known Randman a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to move?
I've known Randman before he was doing all of this, right?
Do you want chicken parmesan?
Believe it or not, me and Randman used to want to be rappers. And we did a song together years ago. So what I need y'all to do for me is before you leave, when you shake his hand, ask him to spit some bars for you. I need to know if he still got it, okay?
I'm pretty good at it.
But listen, Randman is pretty good. But I just want to say to you in front of everybody that I'm so proud of you. I've seen your growth. This is an amazing event, well put together event. And listen, this is a necessary event.
Thank you.
We need more events like this in Jacksonville where entrepreneurs and professionals come together to network. I love the quote that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And that's what this event is about. It's about coming together, collaborating, learning from each other, and adding value to each other. Now, I am honored to speak to all of you guys because most of you are entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. Now, if you've been an entrepreneur long enough, you know the most valuable asset you have is time. You can make money. You can even make people. Some of y'all using your kids for your workforce, so you know what I'm talking about. But no matter what you do, you cannot create time. So because you guys are sharing your valuable time with me, I'm going to respect it by being brief, but also trying to add as much value to you as I can. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Ivory Orr. I graduated from the University of North Florida. Oh, I got some Ospreys in the building? Oh, I did finish. Yeah, listen now, I'm glad you brought that up. Because I got 2 degrees from UNF. I got a marketing degree and a management degree. But it took me 6 years to do it. Now, the reason why it took me 6 years to graduate is because I decided to start my business while I was in college. All right? Most of my life, I've been in entertainment and hospitality. I've owned 2 nightclubs. I've owned some restaurants. I've been an on-air personality on the radio. I spent time doing talent management. One of my clients was the host of a nationally televised show on BET. 2 of my clients have records on the Billboard Top 100. I've done festivals, concerts, and I've worked with all the biggest names in the industry that you could probably think of. I brought 50 Cent, Rihanna, Drake, Lil Wayne, pretty much anybody you could think of in the industry. Now, in 2020, all of that stopped. God said, Ivory, we're gonna put a hold on all of that. COVID-19 had everything shut down, so no more concerts, no more parties, no more festivals, no more large events. Because if you do what you're good at doing, somebody might die. So I said, okay, God, where does that leave me? Well, I tell you, I'm sitting at home with my daughter and her mama. And every man in this room knows that situation ain't gonna last that long. So, and if you are a real father, a real parent in general, and you have kids, you know that you want to be a hero for your kids. Yes. If you look at that picture on the screen, that is my daughter. She is also my business partner. In 2020, she was 15 years old, and I'm her hero. I could not let her see me sitting at home being down because all of my businesses were shut down. So I said, hey, let me show you how we can take a bad situation and turn it to a great situation. Same time, I'm going to teach you how to be an entrepreneur. Same time, we're going to set you up with something that will take care of you for the rest of your life. We're going to start a business. Okay, Dad. That's what she said. That's my daughter. What kind of business are we going to start? Well, what do we like? Well, the two of us are both foodies. Now, when you call yourself a foodie, that's just a nice way of saying you greedy and you like to eat. Some of y'all are some foodies in this room. So we like to eat. We looked around, we saw food trucks were still open. Most restaurants were shut down, but food trucks were still open. So we said, okay, let's start a food truck. So hence we started Bad Chic Chicken and Waffles. The whole business is basically based around her. She's a bad chick. I was raised by a bunch of women, never had a relationship with my father, so my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, a bunch of strong women raised me. So this business is an ode to them and a lesson for her. So the menu is basically just all the foods that we like. So we started Bad Chic Chicken and Waffles. The goal of our business is to open up a brick and mortar, turn it to a chain of restaurants, and sell that chain within 5 years for $30 to $35 million. The comp for our business was another business that started right here in Jacksonville, was Maple Street Biscuit Company. They did the same thing. They sold their business in 5 years for $35 million. So that is my plan for a liquidity event. Hence this event, hence the name of the event. Now, that won't be my first liquidity event. A liquidity event is just when you sell your business and you cash out. Well, I've had two. One of them was a win, one of them was a loss, both of them were lessons. My first liquidity event was when I was 25, me and my partners, we took about $450,000. We invested in a nightclub, and we sold it 2 years later for $2.1 million. But don't clap yet. Because let me tell you about what you find out when you sell a nightclub for $2.1 million. You find out when you have 5 partners, that's not a lot of money, especially when you find out you have a 6th partner. Does anybody know who the 6th partner is? There you go, your Uncle Sam. Oh my God. I got my little check, and I was like, where's the rest of it? I'm serious. I thought my partners cheated me. I was so mad, right? And to be honest with you, they probably did, but it was my fault because at that time, listen, this is a safe space, right? This is a judge-free zone, right? We're not gonna, don't y'all tell nobody about my business, and don't laugh at me. Listen, at that time, I had mastered sales. Okay, I mastered marketing. I could take an empty space and fill it with people with my eyes closed. I did not understand what happened on the back end of that. I would create the business and didn't understand the back end of the business. Mistake number one. After that, I took my little bit of money and I took some of it and I invested into a restaurant. All right? That restaurant was a struggling restaurant. I put a little bit of money in. 2 years later, we sold that restaurant, but we sold that restaurant for a loss. We basically made enough money back to take care of all our tax debt and all our creditors, but we didn't get back the money that we put in. So I lost probably about $45,000 on that deal. Mistake number two. So when I stand in front of you today, I'm not talking to you as some guru who has mastered entrepreneurship. Let me let you know in on a little secret. There is no such thing as a person who has mastered entrepreneurship. The richest man in the world has failed several times in entrepreneurship. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fail. And today, I want to talk to you about the things that actually went wrong. Why do I want to do that? Because I'm hoping when I talk to you about the mistakes that I've made, the problems that I've encountered, and the times that I failed, that it will help somebody who's on their journey as an entrepreneur. Some of you are just starting out, and you're going to run into the problems that I have ran into. Some of you are going through those problems right now. Some of you have already been through those problems, and it's going to help you just to hear that you ain't the only one that made that mistake. And believe me, there's value in knowing you ain't the only one that made that mistake, right? So if this is a judge-free zone, we're going to talk about some of the mistakes, some of the failures, some of the things that went wrong, and hopefully it'll add some value. Now, since then, I've had a lot more wins and a lot more losses. I've had more failures than I've had wins, but that doesn't matter. I've had enough wins to say I've been a pretty successful guy. All right? Now, what stops a lot of people from even starting their business, do we have anybody who's about to start a business or thinking about to start a business or is new? A couple people. What stops a lot of people from even getting started, my phone never stops ringing. What stops a lot of people from even getting started is, one, they're scared of failure. So we can go ahead and fix that right now. You're going to fail at some point. It's going to happen. You're going to fail. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be exactly like how you thought it was. The first day we opened our food truck, and our food truck is pretty successful. The first day, well, first of all, my plan with the food truck, let me tell you my plan. My plan with the food truck was, okay, I'll start this food truck. I'm great with the festivals, events, and clubs and marketing. I'm going to hire a chef, somebody who's passionate about food, and I'm going to let them run the food truck, right? And I'm going to just market it with all of my clubs and restaurants and festivals and things like that. That was the plan. Great plan, right? Very first day we were supposed to open up. Very first day. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're supposed to open at 8 o'clock in the morning. I get a text on my phone, a screenshot, wakes me up. I look at it with one eye because I can't see without my glasses. I look at it. It's a screenshot of a COVID test saying that it was positive. Now, how you got a COVID result at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I had to be in that food truck with my daughter and my other family members that I called to rescue me, and we had to figure out how to sell this food. We didn't even know how to operate half the equipment. The chicken that we were supposed to sell was still in the freezer frozen. And anybody know how to cook? No, you ain't finna throw out no frozen chicken in no short period of time, right? So I had to send my mama to the store, and she went to Publix and Wendy's and bought up all the chicken that they had. I know that they probably, what is this lady doing with all this chicken? My mama made 3 stops at 3 grocery stores and brought me all the chicken that she could. And we figured out a way to get through that event. Because I'm good at marketing, there was a lot of people. So we needed a lot of chicken. That was day 1, entrepreneur in the business. Okay, since then, we have never hired a chef. It's been me and my daughter and my employees, and we figured it out. That's entrepreneurship. Things happen, you figure it out, and you move forward. Another thing that stops people from getting started is because they want everything to be perfect. They want the rollout to be perfect. They want the product to be perfect. They want the marketing plan to be perfect. Especially a lot of my ladies, because ladies are very good with details. Men are bad with details, that's why they always catch us when we lie. But women are very good with details. And a lot of entrepreneurs will say, oh, I can't launch this business until everything is right. But let me give you a real life example of why that doesn't work. How many of you have an iPhone? Anybody have an iPhone? Anybody have an iPhone 16, the newest one? Okay, I got the raggedy 13. She is broke, I drop it all the time, right? All right, anybody have an iPhone that's less than a 13, like a 12, 10? Don't be ashamed, okay? The iPhone 16, that she has is better than my 13. My 13 is better than the 5, the 4, the 1. Now, what if Apple said, we were never going to launch this business. We're not going to roll out the iPhone until it has all the features of the iPhone 16. They would not be a multi-billion-dollar company. They had to put out a product that was good for the time. They listened to their customers' feedback, and they upgraded it and upgraded it and upgraded it, got better and better, and they learned. If you read a book called The Lean Startup, it talks about a concept called the MVP. Does anybody know what an MVP is? MVP, take one guess. I give you $20 when you get it right. Most valuable player. I knew a man was gonna say that, right? Because in sports, that's what the MVP is, the most valuable player. But in business, an MVP is a minimum viable product. Minimum viable product. That means the product is as good as it has to be to sell to the customer at that time. Meaning, I'm going to put out a product. I'm going to listen to my customer. I'm going to figure out what they want. I'm going to figure out the thing that they need. I'm going to give them the best version of that I can, and then I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to see the feedback that I get from them. I'm going to let them tell me what's wrong with it because I know it's not going to be perfect. And then I'm going to make the adjustments, and I'm going to put out the next version of that, the iPhone 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're going to keep on buying because I'm going to keep on listening. Let me give you an example of it in my life. When I first started in the events and nightclubs and that business, I started out, I was doing marketing for restaurants and bars that were already popular. I would do their advertisements for them, and I was pretty good at it. So much so that one venue said, hey, Ivory, we're going to give you an opportunity to do an event of your own. We're going to give you a Friday night, that's a great night, to do an event and see how many people you bring out. Now me, I'm so smart, I got my team together, we all hyped up, we had the meetings in my dorm room, we did 3 weeks of hard promotion, and guess what? 20 people, that's you being nice. 10 people. 10 people, and 5 of them work with you. Now, for some strange reason, because I'm an entrepreneur like y'all, I'm not gonna let nothing stop me. I said, I'm gonna do it again. And for some reason, the venue let me try it again. They must have been desperate, I didn't know this at the time. They let me try it again. I thought about everything I did wrong. I thought about everything that could have been better. I thought about my mistakes. I listened to my team and the feedback. We did it again. How many people you think? 30 people. Now you selling me short. See, I like you better. Your number's better. 30 people. Okay, flop. Thought about my mistakes. Talked to my team. Figured out what I could do wrong. Talked the venue into letting me do it again. Did it again. 3rd try. How many people? 75. Y'all, I ain't messing with this table no more. Y'all selling me short. I'm good. I had 100 people the 3rd time. 100 people. Now, don't pat me on the back too fast, because 100 people sound like a lot of people until you realize the venue held 500 people. So the venue's only 20% full. That's not very good. Some of y'all, you might not go to nightclubs. I'm just gonna tell you, that's not that good in a nightclub business. Okay, but even though that was a failure, think about it. I just went 10x in 3 tries. I started out with 10. By the 3rd try, I was at 100. But I kept going and learning and making mistakes till eventually I was where he probably met me. At that time, I had the Midas touch. I could sneeze on the venue and put 1,500 people in it. It got to the point, and this won't sound bad, but it's the truth. I would go in and tell a venue owner, it's not whether or not the event is going to be successful. It's whether or not your staff is going to be ready to handle it. That's what I would tell them. And that was true. They didn't believe it. So then my problem became 1,000 people would show up. They only staffed for 300 people. And now my customers are unhappy. That's still a failure. It's 1,000 people, but the customers are unhappy. So every stage you go, there's going to be issues, right? But you keep on going. But it got to the point where I said, hey, we need to open our own nightclub, which led me to the nightclub I told you about, where we sold for $2 million. All right, so we get to that point. And we said it like I told you, I didn't understand the business part, right? I didn't educate myself on the business. So let's talk about that. When you're starting a business, let's touch the 3 main things so I can get out of it. First, we're gonna act like this is a fire drill. Everybody find the exit sign. Everybody see where the exit sign is? Okay, that's how you have to treat your business. When you're starting a business, the first thing you need to do is find the exit sign. You need to know how you're going to exit. What's your exit strategy? Every business has a life. It's born, it grows, it thrives, and it dies. Some way, shape, or form. So your exit could be you're going to sell the business. Your exit could be you passing it down to your kids and letting them do it. But you got to figure out the exit, and you got to start with that. Now, some people might say that's counterintuitive. Why would I start with the exit? Because when you start with the exit, when you know where you want to end up, it helps you understand how to get there. Best example I can give you is back to this phone. If you use your GPS, in order for it to work, you have to do what? You have to put the destination in first. You have to put in where you want to end up for it to tell you the first turn you have to make. And if you pay attention to it, there's a little blue line you follow. It starts from the end. And it goes all the way back to where you start from. That is how an exit strategy works for your business. So, once you have your exit strategy, first of all, at that time, I was probably 26, 27 years old. I didn't know nothing about none of this, right? That was, I said, mistake number 2. So the next thing you have to do, once you have figured out what exit strategy you want, and part of figuring out your exit strategy is learning your business. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know everything about your business. When it comes to your business, you have to be a Shaolin master. You have to be Master Yoda about your business. If you're a plumber, you need to know everything about a drain, a pipe, a snake, and I don't know about none of that, right? Whatever you do, if you have a cake business, you better know about frosting and sugar and whatever. I don't know about all that, right? But you better know that. You better be a master of your business. I have 2 college degrees, and I have read more books in the last year than I have read my entire 6 years at UNF. Because I finally got tired of bumping my head up against the wall, so I had to educate myself. Every single day, I try to educate myself. I watch a podcast, I read books, I call people who are in the same industry, and I talk their ear off and I ask a whole bunch of questions. Whatever you have to do to learn your business, you need a PhD in your business. And if you listen to what I'm saying, it'll sound like it'll lead you to my next thing. Focus. You have to focus on your business. This is the last point. Focus on your business. A great story that I heard about Bill Gates. when he was starting Microsoft, people used to get in his car and they would see the radio was missing. And they were like, Bill, you're rich. Why you ain't got no radio in your car? Why you ready? What's going on? It's whole. Bill said, I took my radio out. They said, why? Because I like music. Well, Bill, why you take your radio out? Because I might be tempted to listen to music instead of thinking about Microsoft. He had his focus on his business. And that's what you have to do. And focus, it means your attention. It means your money. So it means, hey, we might not be able to go on that vacation. We might not be able to buy this sports car. I might have to drive this old car for a little while because I need to put that money back in my business. I have to focus my attention, my money, and most importantly, my time. I'm going to teach you the most important word that a successful entrepreneur needs to know. Y'all ready? The most important word, repeat after me. No. That's right. You got to learn how to say no, and I didn't know how to do that. I said yes to everything. Ivory, I love your commercials. Can you cut my commercials? Yeah. Ivory, I love what you're doing with your club. Can you do that with my club? Yeah. Ivory, can you help me with my campaign? Yeah. Ivory, the kids look up to you at church. Can you be the youth person that's over? Yeah, Pastor, for the Lord, anything. Yeah. What you have to learn how to do is say no. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do everything that you want to do. It just means you can't do everything at the same time. No can mean not right now. Pastor, I would love to pastor these young kids, even though they're kind of bad. I would help them, Pastor, but let me start in January because for the next 3 months, I'm working on this real estate deal. I got to give them my focus. And then I want to give them kids my focus, so let me get with them when I can give them 100% of me. A lot of entrepreneurs, you meet people, new ones especially. What do you do? Well, I got a cleaning business, and I got credit repair, and the youth pastor, and I do hair, and I got 3 jobs. Listen, the most successful people in the world can't run that many businesses. Okay? You have to give yourself focus. All right? So, come up with your exit strategy. Learn about your business, become a master at it, focus on it, and that's going to get you there. If you want to, listen, I'm just here to add value. I don't have any course or anything like that, but I mentor entrepreneurs all the time. If you want to get with me, Rand Man is somewhere. He has my number.
Absolutely. Same number over 20 years.
Same number is never going to change. It better not change. If somebody get this number, I don't know what's going to happen. Hit me up. I will be happy to help you out. Like he said, and like I told you before, I'm about to open up a chain of restaurants. I'm actually in negotiation for a building right now. All right. So y'all pray for me. I think it's some people, some praying people. Y'all pray for me, right? And hopefully we will be able to partner up in the future and maybe do some business together. All right. Any questions?
Any questions for Ivory Orr? He was that good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Everybody give it up for Ivory Orr.
Now, if you see me slide out, it's only because me and my daughter have a booking at 4 o'clock in the morning. We have to go to prison. Now, yeah, we didn't do nothing wrong. We have a contract with the prison in Rayford, I think, to start, where we go feed the correctional officers once a month. So tomorrow morning we're doing that. We got to be at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if you see me slide out early, that's why. But I really appreciate your time. I would love to connect with all of you. Get with Rand Man. He has my number. You can always find us Bad Chick to Go on all platforms. Thank you so much, everybody. You got a question? What's your question? Say it again. Ooh, that's a great question. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's hard to work with family sometimes.
If y'all didn't hear, the question was, what helps you choose staff outside of family?
To be honest with you, okay, so for me, it's all about, okay, I'm looking for leaders. The biggest strength that I've had was I learned how to lead leaders, right? So my team, if you meet most of the people on my team, they're all leaders. Right now, the people who came up under me, most of them have their own things going on right now. So I look for leadership qualities. When it comes to this business in particular, I look for people with good personalities. I look with, like, I want to be the Chick-fil-A of food trucks is what I told people. I want to have that service, all right? We want to have that type of customer service. So it's personality, and I look for people who just want to grow, who are driven. So that's what I look for. That's a good question. But byproduct of that, listen, sometimes working with family ain't all as cracked up to be. Sometimes you want to fire your family, but you got to go to grandmama's house for Thanksgiving and it's going to be real awkward. Okay? But I will say that's a gift and a curse, because the good side of that is when your business is struggling and you have the conversation like, cuz, the check going to be late, cuz. I'm telling you right now. Don't worry about it, cuz. I got you. Cuz, I can't afford to pay you overtime. You need to go home. Cuz, I'm not going to. Friday, this past Friday, we had an event at, we did the Reebok and First Coast game. Packed. One of my employees has diabetes. She has type 2 diabetes. That's the kind you're born with, right? And she has the pump that's connected, like she has a pretty severe condition. And it got hot out there. I don't know what happened, but in the middle of the event, it's a line of about 100 people. I look over and she's like, oh. She's about to fall out. I was like, what the heck is going on? Then I seen her pulling out insulin and needles. I said, hey, what's going on? And she was like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. I said, hey, okay. So she went, and now it's just me and my daughters and 100 people in front of us. Just so happened my cousin was at the game. In the crowd with his girlfriend. His girlfriend sent him to go get some shrimp. He came and got a job. And he was on the truck in his clothes that he was supposed to be seen out with, frying chicken. You know, and she never did got her shrimp. As a matter of fact, she fussed at me about the shrimp when I seen her Sunday. So that's the gift and the curse of family. But, you know, any other questions? Yes, sir. Do I want to have another phone party back in the day? A 35 and up phone party? Somebody gonna drown. For those of y'all that don't know, one of my signature events was a phone party. If you don't know what a phone party was, we took a building, filled it up with bubbles and suds, and people came in and got in and partied. It was the craziest thing you ever want to see in your life. I hope God forgive me for that.
At his age, the phone party would be such a war.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Any other questions? Phone party. Any other questions? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. I really, really, really appreciate y'all.
Give it up for Ivory Orr.
Y'all come support us.
Everybody, one more time, give it up for Ivory Orr.